Welcome to Global Sky Update. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The news arrived quietly, almost slipping beneath the radar of the daily headlines, but its significance was impossible to ignore. Its impact was seismic. Australia confirmed 8 secret military projects underway in the Philippines, a revelation that would soon echo far beyond the region. On a crisp Canberra morning, the government's announcement sent ripples across the Indo-Pacific, catching both allies and rivals off guard. These weren't routine training missions or simple aid packages. These projects marked the forging of a new, hardened alliance, one built on shared interests and mutual resolve. Australia was no longer just a follower in regional affairs. It was now actively shaping the security environment, stepping into a leadership role with confidence and clarity. By embedding military infrastructure in the Philippines, Australia placed itself at the very epicenter of Indo-Pacific tensions, signaling its readiness to play a decisive part in the unfolding drama. The move was bold, a calculated risk in response to years of rising tensions and militarization in the South China Sea, where every action is scrutinized and every gesture carries weight. The Philippines, long under pressure from external threats, now had a partner offering more than diplomatic reassurances, real capabilities, tangible support, and a shared commitment to defense. The 8 sites, shrouded in secrecy and protected from prying eyes, became powerful symbols of commitment and deterrence, their very existence a message to friend and foe alike. Their ambiguity forced adversaries to rethink their strategies, complicating any plans for aggression and injecting a new layer of uncertainty into the regional balance. Was that a coastal watch station or a forward base? The line between defense and deterrence had never been so blurred. The uncertainty itself was a weapon, a silent force shaping decisions and deterring hostile moves before they could begin. This quiet buildup signaled a new era of middle power agency, where nations like Australia and the Philippines could assert their interests and shape outcomes. Australia's intervention was more than a policy shift. It was a statement to the world. The rules-based order would be defended and alliances would be strengthened. The announcement was the opening move in a high-stakes game, with Australia and the Philippines now firmly on the board, ready to influence the next chapter of regional security. The Indo-Pacific's security calculus had changed overnight as analysts and leaders scrambled to interpret the new reality. The world was watching, even if the details remained hidden, because sometimes the quietest announcements carry the loudest messages. The 8 projects form a nimble network, not sprawling superbases but a carefully designed web of strategic points across the Philippines. These are tailored facilities, each chosen for maximum effect and strategic value, rather than sheer size or visibility. Upgraded airfields, newly constructed naval jetties, and advanced joint intelligence centers are rumored to be among the key upgrades, enhancing both mobility and surveillance. The focus is clear: interoperability and rapid access for both Australian and Philippine forces, ensuring they can respond together to any threat. This is about transforming the Philippines into a resilient, defensible partner, capable of withstanding pressure and projecting stability in the region. The facilities are joint, fully integrated into the armed forces of the Philippines command structure, empowering local forces rather than dominating them. State-of-the-art training, secure communications, and modern maintenance workshops are all part of the package, ensuring readiness and sustainability for years to come. Secrecy is paramount. Revealing the exact locations would make them immediate targets and undermine their strategic value. The ambiguity forces adversaries to expend precious resources just to identify the network, creating uncertainty and hesitation. Silence shields the projects from both external threats and internal opposition, allowing them to develop without interference or sabotage. Each site is a persistent reminder. Australia is now a fixture in Southeast Asian security with a presence that cannot be ignored. Every radar sweep, every joint patrol, and every coordinated exercise reinforces the message: aggression will be met with a united front, ready and capable. The 8 sites are more than just infrastructure. They are anchors of a new deterrence, signaling a long-term commitment to regional stability. Australia is now a security partner of choice in the region, forging deeper ties and shaping the future of Southeast Asian defense. These joint facilities reshape the South China Sea's strategic map. For years, China's militarized islands projected power and intimidation. Now, Australian-Philippine sites form a defensive arc, breaking that encirclement. Patrols can launch in minutes, not hours, making covert actions harder to hide. The presence of Australian forces acts as a tripwire. Any attack risks a wider conflict. This raises the stakes, deterring adventurism and forcing Beijing to think twice. The bases also offer fallback options for US and allied forces, strengthening the entire alliance network. Agile combat employment becomes reality, with distributed sites ready for crisis. For Southeast Asia, this is a game changer. Middle powers are stepping up. The move emboldens others to invest in their own defense and partnerships. The quiet construction is about more than hardware. It's about building regional confidence. The balance of power is shifting, one joint base at a time. The Australia-Philippines alliance has entered a new era, one that is deeply operational, not just diplomatic. What was once a partnership of words and agreements is now a living, breathing collaboration on the ground, in the air, and at sea. Joint facilities have become active hubs of activity, places where real-time intelligence is gathered, analyzed, and acted upon, and where coordinated action between the two nations happens every single day. Imagine officers in Luzon tracking militia vessels, while live feeds from Australian surveillance aircraft are instantly relayed to Philippine ships, creating a seamless flow of information and rapid response. Exercises are now continuous, not just annual events. Special forces and air crews from both countries train side by side, building trust and perfecting their skills together. These are not just photo opportunities, they are rigorous rehearsals for real conflict, designed to test and sharpen every aspect of joint capability. Training and education investments are substantial, ensuring both forces share not only doctrine, but also a common operational language and mindset. Officers are now embedded in each other's commands, learning from one another daily. Pilots train on the same platforms, mastering shared technology and tactics. This human connection, the camaraderie and mutual respect, is the software powering the alliance's hardware, making every joint operation more effective. The ultimate goal is seamless interoperability, ships, aircraft and troops from both nations operating as one unified force, ready for any challenge. An Australian warship in a Philippine port, a Filipino Marine on an Australian vessel. These are now common sights, symbols of unity and shared purpose, not just gestures. This is the true test of alliance. Shared capabilities, practiced relentlessly, so that when the time comes, both nations stand ready together. The security of the region now depends on this new, integrated reality, a partnership that is stronger, more agile, and more committed than ever before. Keeping the 8 sites secret is a masterstroke in strategy and security. In an age of satellites and open-source sleuths, true secrecy is rare, but vital. Ambiguity protects the projects from sabotage, protests, and enemy targeting. It forces adversaries to guess, complicating their plans, and raising the risks of aggression. The unknown is more intimidating than the known. Strategic ambiguity deters adventurism. Domestically, secrecy shields both governments from political backlash and divisive debate. Framing the sites as joint, not foreign, is crucial for public acceptance in the Philippines. Silence also allows for diplomatic signaling, resolute, but not provocative. In great power competition, ambiguity is a powerful tool. The Australia-Philippines partnership is rooted in shared sacrifice, dating back to World War II. Over decades, it evolved from counter-terrorism to confronting existential threats in the South China Sea. China's assertiveness forced Manila to shift from internal to maritime defense, seeking partners with advanced capabilities. Australia too recognized its security depended on a stable Southeast Asia. Both nations moved from passive postures to active shapers of their environment. The 2023 strategic partnership formalized this new urgency, paving the way for joint facilities. Old bonds, tested by history, now anchor a forward-leaning alliance for a new era. The joint initiative follows a fourfold mission. First, fortify the Philippines, injecting resources and training to build credible self-defense. Second, integrate forces, shared doctrine, daily interaction, and joint command make a seamless team. Third, watch, advanced sensors, and patrols create a persistent surveillance net over the South China Sea. Intelligence sharing enables rapid, coordinated responses to gray zone threats. Finally, network. These sites are nodes in a broader web, linking with US and Japanese efforts. The result, a resilient multi-layered security architecture. By strengthening the Philippine link, Australia reinforces the entire regional network. This is collective deterrence, built site by site. The site's locations are secret, but strategic logic points to key zones. Palawan, jutting into the South China Sea, is a likely candidate. Air and naval bases here enable rapid response. Luzon's west coast, including Subic Bay and Basa Air Base, covers the north and guards the Luzon Strait. The south, like Zamboanga, remains vital for counterterrorism and maritime security. A central hub in Cebu offers command, logistics, and maintenance, safe from first strikes. Distributing assets across these regions creates a layered, resilient defense. Each site serves a unique role: surveillance, logistics, rapid deployment. Together, they form a mutually reinforcing network. The architecture is designed for flexibility, survivability, and deterrence. Australia and the Philippines are building a defense web, not a single point of failure. This quiet buildup is a strategic revolution for the Indo-Pacific. For the Philippines, it's a leap in defense capability and agency. Australia cements its role as a proactive middle power, shaping its own region. The alliance becomes a cornerstone of forward defense, strengthening ties with the US. For China, it's an unwelcome complication. Regional states are uniting, not yielding. The initiative multilateralizes disputes, raising the risks and costs of aggression. The security map is being redrawn toward a networked multipolar order. Middle powers working together now counterbalance would-be hegemons. This model, empowering partners, building interoperable forces, weaving alliances, is the new blueprint. The silent work on 8 secret sites is building not just bases, but a more stable Indo-Pacific future.